Hey everybody, Erica here. This is part 4 of my maternal child health systems portfolio project. And let me see, how am I going to say this? This is my 4th time recording this because my laptop just was like, nah, not going to do it. And I was like, okay, cool. So we have to use our phone. Thank goodness for other technological means. So I'm going to make this quick because I have class shortly. So this week, we have to talk about budget development and or financial management. Also very important in business owning, entrepreneurship, and honestly just breathing and living life in adulthood, because our current administration and what we have going on financially, it's not great. But here comes NailNet knocking on my door. Well, email, they're tapping on my mailbox. But anywho, so we also needed to reflect on the collaborative leadership competency, which is structures and processes. Had the absolute pleasure of being in different entrepreneurship programs / boot camps, and we discussed flowcharts. Like, we wrote it out. We were told to write out all of our business as much as we can, and we could put it in a flowchart. And I had a wonderful unofficial mentor, Rod, and he helped us do that. And he was so patient in coding the different shapes and what they mean, where to stop, where to go. Like, you have a organizational flowchart as a people, and then you have a processes flowchart, which is for like the happenings of the business. When this person, or you have a new inquiry, what does that look like? Because I learned these are so important if you want your business to run without you. And I was like, yeah, I need a well lubricated functioning machine. So I did it. And they were very helpful. So here's my girl. I brought her today. In this week's reading, I read chapter 5, which is Money Matters. And here's some of my points. So she talks about money mistakes. I was like, Stacey, get out of my life. Like, how do you know this? I made many financial mistakes when it came to signing the dotted line of school loans and not really understanding it or really caring. I didn't really care when I was an undergrad. I didn't care. I was like, yeah, sure, I got to go to school. Why not? Not really understanding the implications and consequences of what that looks like, especially now. So, lesson learned. And then she recommends financial literacy. Done that. So many different programs I have done. ACLA, a program in Cincinnati, has members come in of different organizations. That could be government, that could be like the ballet, that could be parks and recs. All these people come in, they talk about their business, and you apply or the happenings and how you could be a better board member and what skills you need to have. So one guy came in and we went through a Excel spreadsheet of the costs for the year of being in this small town. I forget the name of it. Was it Madeira? I think it was Madeira. It was really cool. I was like, wow, he's giving us all the tea. Love this. He walked us through every line and explained what it meant, because some of the words you think it's this, but it's that. And he just helped me feel more confident in understanding how I can apply some of these terms to my own business. And I have. She also recommends doing fellowships to help pay for school. I did not do that, but my plan after this master's degree, my next program is going to be an accelerator first for my maternal health at MATRI, and get some funds and be in a group of other entrepreneurs and learn, and then get a little bit of stipends, because that'll help. And my favorite financial story, I am a vending machine business owner. And I had the wonderful opportunity of having 11 vending machines. So it was one whole school district I was responsible for. It was the biggest contract I've ever had. And it was a little bit overwhelming, but luckily I had my stepdad. I asked him, hey, I need this amount of money for all of these vending machines. He took out a loan. It was like a $22,000 loan. And I was like, oh my God, I have to pay this back. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I have to do this. And with prayer, with focus, with doing my part, I was able to flip the vending machines and sell it back to the school. And then they gave me a check, and I was able to pay back that whole loan. And that was probably my most mind-blowing moment financially in business entrepreneurial work that I had, like, my confidence went from like a 3 to a 7.5, 8. Like, I can do anything. And my mom, she was like, Erica, you have such a very, she said this in a positive way, delusional way of looking at certain things. I'm like, yeah, I believe I can do anything, because I did that and I had no idea. And that was in the midst of me taking some of these financial classes, literacy classes. And then now that I've done that and I've taken a couple more, everything more makes so much more sense. So I appreciate that. Another piece of literature that I looked at is the National Council of Nonprofits. They have a page or reading that says True Program Costs, Program Budget and Allocation Template. Listen, if you're a business owner, for-profit, nonprofit, get hooked up with a SCORE mentor. These are professionals that have lots of expertise and experience. They can help you sharpen and refine parts of your business. I had a mentee. His name was Ralph, older white guy, dope. And I will say, don't judge a book by its cover. And me and him had night and day political beliefs. But he helped me so much in my business. And he made my entire financial spreadsheet for me. And I still have them to this day, so I can just copy them, change the year, add a line, subtract a line, add items, subtract an item. Like, it was amazing. And everything is formatted and makes balancing and end of year budgets so much easier to understand and see where money was gained, where money is lost. Are we in the black? Are we in the red? So very helpful. Remember, SCORE and mentor. And then lastly, a book or an article called Structuring Leadership, Alternative Models for Distributing Power and Decision Making in Nonprofit Organizations. This is like Indicators of Success by Andrews and Kuhn-Ruther and Bronzenick. I know I messed up that second one. Sorry. So what they talked about in there is allocating power. So not the owner or CEO, other people who are like, C-suite or just like director or whatever, they have the power to decide on programs, including raising funds. And they reported in this article that groups saw benefits in more distributed decision making that includes responsibility for raising and spending money. As a mom, I don't want to do all the responsibility of motherhood. I love being a mother, but it's just a lot. So if I think of it in that way, because there are some business owners who are like, oh, I want to just do it all myself. I do not, because I know I'm not good at everything. I'm good at these things. I can figure out these things. But if I get experts that can do these things, I can really hone in or focus on this. I'm going to maximize efficiency and profits. And so I brought this to my friend who we are working on a grant together. And she appreciated my mindset and, again, my inflated delusional thinking when it comes to how much money that we need to do these things. But she really understood the power to decide on programs. She agreed with that because she can see how different people and their expertise and what that needs. Like, it's weird to say, like, you're an expert, you know what you're doing, but you can't have all this money, you have to figure it out. That's not having faith in the organization. That's not giving this person the respect that they need to thrive. Have definitely boundaries and understanding their scope of practice, but I want my people in MATRI to feel welcome. So hearing that feedback from her on just that part gave me a lot more understanding, because she also did that with me on the grant. Like, she did it, and then so she modeled it, and then I'd like, hey, this is a part of my reading. So then we had a full conversation, and she really saw me appreciate it and helped me like refine and brainstorm what I want to do. But I told her, baby, let's brainstorm more after June 22nd. Okay? Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Gotta go to class. Bye.